The invisible prison. Let's talk about a kind of pain that doesn't leave bruises, but changes your entire life. Waking up and not liking what you see in the mirror. Not just a small insecurity. I'm talking about that deep discomfort that follows you everywhere, in photos, in conversations, in silence. The kind that makes you think twice before going out, that makes you cancel plans, that makes you stay quiet when you actually want to speak. And slowly, without even noticing, your world starts shrinking. You stop showing up. You stop trying. You stop believing people could actually like you. Not because they said anything, but because you already decided for them. And the worst part, from the outside, it doesn't look like anything is wrong. But inside, you're stuck in a loop of comparison, doubt, and isolation. So today we're going to break that loop. Not with fake motivation, not with just love yourself, but with something more real, understanding what's actually happening and how to rebuild your life step by step, even if right now you don't feel confident, even if right now you don't feel enough. Part 1, how this starts and why it hits so hard. This didn't start today. There was a moment, maybe small, maybe big, a comment, a joke, a rejection, a comparison, something that made you look at yourself differently. And at first, it was just a thought, something is wrong with me. But your brain didn't let it stay as just a thought. It repeated it, reinforced it, connected it to other moments, and slowly it became a belief. I'm not attractive. I'm not good enough. People won't accept me. And once a belief is formed, your brain starts looking for proof, not the truth, proof. So every awkward interaction, every ignored message, every moment of silence becomes confirmation, even if it's not. Part 2, the isolation loop. Now the behavior changes, not all at once, little by little. You avoid eye contact, you speak less, you go out less, you start choosing comfort over exposure, because exposure feels risky. And your brain says, stay safe, stay hidden. But here's the problem. Isolation doesn't protect you, it trains you. The less you interact, the harder it becomes. The more you stay alone, the more your thoughts get louder. And now you're stuck in a loop. You isolate because you feel bad, and you feel worse because you isolate. And every day that passes, it feels harder to break. Part 3, when your mind turns against you. At some point, your mind stops being just critical. It becomes hostile. You don't just notice your flaws, you focus on them. You don't just think about your appearance, you analyze it constantly. And no matter what you do, it never feels enough. Because the problem is no longer your appearance, it's your perception. You could improve something physically, and your mind would still find something else. Because it's not trying to be fair, it's trying to be right. And right now, it believes you're not enough. Part 4, the I'll fix it later trap. This is where most people get stuck. You start telling yourself, I'll start living when I fix this, when I look better, when I have money, when I feel confident, then I'll go out, then I'll meet people, then I'll try. But life doesn't work like that. Because confidence is not something you wait for. It's something you build. And if you delay your life waiting to feel ready, you end up losing time, opportunities, and yourself. Part 5, your life becomes smaller. This part is subtle, but dangerous. You adjust your life to match your insecurity. You stop going to certain places. You avoid certain people. You don't take certain opportunities. Not because you can't, but because you don't feel like you should. And slowly, your world becomes limited, predictable, safe, but also empty. And then comes the feeling, I'm stuck, not realizing you built the cage yourself. Part 6, the truth you've been avoiding now. Here's the truth, not the comfortable one, the real one. Your appearance might not be perfect. You might have things you genuinely want to change, and that's okay. But your life is not collapsing because of how you look. It's collapsing because everything else stopped growing. Your social life, your skills, your confidence, your exposure to the world. You paused at everything and put your entire future on hold, waiting for one thing to be fixed. And that's too much weight for any single thing to carry. Part 7, you don't fix your life, you rebuild it. Here's the shift. You don't wait for everything to be perfect and then start living. You start rebuilding while things are still imperfect. Right now, you're thinking, yeah, I need to fix this part of me first. But that mindset is exactly what's keeping you stuck. Because life is not one problem at a time. It's multiple layers growing together. So instead of asking, how do I fix everything? Ask, what can I start building? Even like this. Because movement creates momentum. And momentum changes how you feel. Part 8, step 1, break the silence. You don't need a big transformation. You need interruption. Right now, your mind is too loud because it's the only voice you hear. So we change that. Start small, send a message, reply to someone, talk to one person you trust, not to impress, not to perform, just to reconnect. Because isolation distorts reality and connection corrects it. You'll start realizing people are not analyzing you as much as you think. That pressure, mostly internal. Part 9, step 2, build value that has nothing to do with looks. This is where things start changing. You need something in your life that grows independently of your appearance. Communication skills, knowledge, a skill you can improve daily. Learn how to speak clearly, how to tell stories, how to listen, develop presence, because confidence doesn't come from thinking you're perfect. It comes from knowing you can contribute, that you have something to offer, and that changes how people see you and how you see yourself. Part 10, step 3, turn insecurity into a project. If there's something you want to change physically, don't turn it into a fantasy. Turn it into a plan. Instead of, I wish I could fix this someday, shift to, what's the path to improve this? Do you need money? Information? Time? Good. Now you have direction. You can build income. You can research options. You can take steps, because when something becomes a project, it stops being a source of helplessness and becomes a source of control. Part 11, step 4, stop waiting to be enough. This is one of the hardest parts. You've been living like this. I'll show up when I feel enough. But that moment doesn't arrive on its own. You create it by showing up before you feel ready, by speaking even when your voice shakes, by going out even when you feel uncomfortable. Because every time you act despite insecurity, you send a new message to your brain. I'm capable, even like this. And slowly, that becomes your new belief. Part 12. You are more than the thing you fixate on right now. Your entire identity is being compressed into one thing, your appearance. But your life is bigger than that. You can be interesting, intelligent, funny, kind, skilled, resilient. None of those require perfection, but they do require action. And the more you build these parts, the less power that single insecurity has over you. This is where it changes. Let's be clear. This is not about pretending everything is okay. It's about refusing to pause your life, because one part of it isn't. You don't need to become a different person overnight. You need to start moving. Small steps, real steps, consistent steps. Because right now, that you're not stuck because of how you look. You're stuck because you stopped moving. And the moment you start again, even imperfectly, everything begins to shift. I.e. the decision. At some point, this stops being about your appearance and becomes about a decision. You can keep waiting to feel confident, waiting to feel ready, waiting to finally feel enough. Or you can start now, not because you feel good, but because you're tired of feeling stuck. Because here's the truth. No one tells you. Your life is not waiting for you to fix yourself. It's moving, with or without you. Opportunities pass, people move on, time doesn't slow down, and the longer you wait, the harder it feels to begin. So this is your moment, not a perfect moment, not a magical transformation, just a decision to go outside, even if it feels uncomfortable, to speak, even if you overthink, to build something, even if it's small, to stop putting your entire life on hold. For one thing, because you are not just your appearance. You are what you build, what you learn, what you face, what you decide to do despite everything. And maybe you won't believe that today. That's okay. You don't need to believe it yet. You just need to act like it could be true and let your life prove it to you.